Hi, everybody. Janet Eichhorst here. Welcome. Today, we're going to talk about some of the things we've talked about in other episodes at the next level of our evolutionary stage. So, unknown, change, big shifting, body upgrades, all these things are happening at an accelerated rate. And it keeps changing, like the experience of it is different. The unknown as I knew the unknown before is different than the unknown I know today. Living in the moment, the way I used to know living in the moment, is different than I'm experiencing living in the moment today. And I'll give an example, hot off the press. I'm cooking today, and in the last several years, I haven't cooked a lot. It's been very simple foods. And so today I had this idea that these particular vegetables, I wanted to put them all together and see what happens, right? And it's the strangest experience because in every moment, I really don't know what it is I'm making. I'm not following a recipe. Now, that's not atypical for me. I oftentimes just cook based on what foods feel good for me and what my intuitive guidance is as I'm cooking. And it works out. I like the food I eat. I know what I like to eat. So today, as I'm cooking, I'm boiling some of the vegetables, I'm frying some of the vegetables, and as I'm doing it, I have no idea what the outcome is going to be. And then there was an ingredient that I was going to throw in, and then all of a sudden I couldn't remember what it was. And it was so much a moment by moment navigation and not getting frustrated or upset about the process. This isn't how I typically cook. Usually I know what I'm doing, I throw it together, and it's just done. Not today. And I'm still not sure how it's going to turn out. I still have some vegetables that are still, it's going to be a soup thing, I think, and I might put it in the Vitamixer and then throw the vegetables back in. That's the current plan. And this is such a metaphor because I might like what I make and I might not. And that's the level of unknown that I'm experiencing right now. I know I'm hungry. I know I want to cook some vegetables. And I'm not sure how it's going to go, even in the midst of doing it. And the way that I'm doing it is unlike I've ever done before. So in this period of change, it seems to be unprecedented. We, as a human society, have not been here before in this particular way. The other morning, I spent a good amount of time being with my physical body and letting it upgrade. Whew! So for you, I suspect you might have some physical sensations, some different feelings that you haven't had before in this way. Me, I tend to work with the human body and how it interacts with all of reality and work with upgrading. And I feel a little discombobulated about the whole process. What's happening for you? The level of awareness that I have about what's happening in my life and the ways that in the past I might think there's something wrong, that's not helpful. The most helpful way for me to navigate it is to be honest with myself about what I'm feeling, find that level of deep-rooted source creation energy that's within me, breathe, and know that all is well. All in my world is always well. I might not like the details of the circumstances in my life. It may feel painful. I maybe have more joy in my life than I've ever had, ever. And there's an underlying faith in the all that is. I know that this God force, life force energy is me, flows through me in this physical body. So everybody and I'll say that very loosely, the people in my circle, the clients I work with, me, my friends, their friends, practitioners that I work with, there's a lot going on in people's lives, and they seem to be bigger than normal. I just had a good friend that died. I have probably 3 or 4 other people in my life that are having pretty serious health challenges, and I don't know what they're going to decide to do or what's going to happen with them. Is this their time to pass on? Is it not? I don't know. And the level of, I'll say it this way, when there are these big things that happen, people that we love, people in our circle, people that die, people that we associate with, when there's bigger things than normal, meaning serious health considerations, death, perhaps accidents, perhaps people have really cool things happen to them that they've never happened before. When they're bigger, they attract our attention in such a way and our focus that it gives us a pause. And if it's something that affects me emotionally because something negatively, seemingly negative has happened to somebody and I care deeply about them, I get to find that level within me of that God consciousness and affirm that all is well and honor that person's process and honor my feelings about it. I know this seems so rudimentary, but the energetics we're holding today in this space is meant to help empower you, for you to stay in that sweet spot about how you navigate your life. Whether you're doing extremely well, whether you're really struggling, whether your people in your life are struggling, in any of these scenarios, the goal is for you to feel that inner strength, even if you feel discombobulated, which I do. I mean, yesterday morning, the day before, I was out. I was non-functional. And I know that that was an important part of what was happening for me. And I honor myself. I honor the process. I honor God enough to take that time. And I've also had to do some stuff I didn't want to do. I typically don't like going to medical doctor type things, and my body's doing stuff, and I needed to go to get some support, and I know that I needed to go, and I didn't want to. And I don't know, kind of complained about it, talked enough about it, because it was such a strong knowing that I go. And as I've gone forward, I had that appointment yesterday, and I got some medication that I need to take. And I don't take a lot of medication, right? I tend to go the more natural route. And I got some information about why I'm taking this medication and what it's going to do and how it's going to support me in my evolutionary process. So I'm grateful for that. I don't always get information about why I'm doing something. And I tell you, I didn't want to make this appointment because my human wanted to know why before I made it. And I didn't get that information prior to. So it's another level of deepening faith and strength and knowing that my soul knows what my soul's doing. On some level, that God consciousness that's moving through me, consciousness itself has an innate wisdom in it. And I have paid enough attention to those knowings and those nudges that I'm pretty good at determining which ones are the real ones and which ones are something from outside of me that have very little to do with me, if anything. And I'm not perfect at it. Oh, let's all just take a breath here. So right now, the invitation is to be grounded, to have a level of compassion and kindness for yourself with what is happening in our inner and outer worlds. We haven't been here before. Things that are happening are profound and are having huge effects on our overall reality. And how we navigate it really matters. I know I show up with as much heart, as much kindness, as much tolerance, as much compassion as I possibly can for me and everyone. And I can't do it perfectly. Sometimes it's so difficult for me to even stay present because there's so many other things I'm doing on other levels. And I don't judge myself for that, and I don't beat myself up. Because I know I'm in this experience for the long game. I know the things that I do matter, and I know that the way I do it matters. And I know when I color outside the lines, the way that I respond to that matters. The way that I clean it up, the way that I talk to people, who I support, all of that really, really matters. No matter how well you think you're doing or how difficult and challenging your life is right now, the reminder is you matter. It's a very important reminder. You are an important part of all creation. You can't not matter. Consciousness, God, all of existence is not whole without you. Just take a deep breath with me for a moment, please. Just breathe. And see if you can have some self-honorance here. Some deeper compassion. And see if you can allow yourself to have greater access to that pure source essence that is within you. It's always there. Whatever static, whatever conditioning you have, underneath that is this pure, whole you. So right now, just take a moment and without even efforting, allow anything to be released that's no longer in alignment with who you are and who you are becoming. We are all stepping in to different versions of ourselves. And sometimes this happens in slower ways, and sometimes it happens very fast, and sometimes it happens instantaneously, where we kind of hop levels. There's this feeling that's been very frequent for me lately where life feels like a dream. Something I did hours ago feels like a dream. The constructs of time are loosening up and becoming much more fluid. That means that change can happen very fast. Will it? I don't know. That's where I get down into that level of faith, trusting the process, and doing what I know to do to live the best way that I can. And that's different every day. Rest. Am I pushing myself in ways that are not in alignment? Am I? Are you? Is your body calling for rest because it really needs it? And you're just like, I'm just going to push through this one. If you're doing that, please give yourself a big hug, take a pause, and see if you can really honor yourself. Maybe the way that you need to get rest is not like it was. Maybe it's not napping. Maybe it's going to bed earlier. Maybe your sleep cycle needs to change. Maybe you need to get different blinds in your bedroom so that it's darker, so that you're not affected by it. Maybe you need to get your electronic equipment out of your bedroom. Maybe you need to get off of electronics before you go to bed because it's affecting your sleep cycle. Things can be so fluid right now. Some days I will sleep and sleep long. Some mornings I will wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and not seem to get back to sleep until, the rest of the day, right? Until I go to bed the next night. And a lot of times those are those moments where I'm working with whatever it is for me, upgrading my body. I do a lot of that because I want all of us, including me, to live an embodied, empowered life. And a lot of the patterning is in our physical fields, in our tissue, in our fascia, right? We know about fascia. It's gotten much more talked about lately. Super cool, right? So we get to discover ways for ourselves to live within our internal wholeness, our divine heart, our divine mind, our divine body, all working together. A lot of times we have no idea what we're doing, right? We just get little breadcrumbs and I hope that's okay with you. I was actually able to do some planning yesterday. Not a lot. We're talking about not very far in the future. And I still don't know if things are going to work out that way or not, the way they were planned. And that's okay. Because things have been so much more in the moment than they've ever been, ever. And they change way more quickly than they've ever changed before. I will continually remind you that you are an incredible being. Underneath all the gunk, you have this light that is stronger and more powerful than any of us know. And in this evolutionary cycle that we're in, every decision and everything we do, where we're working from our divinity, our pure essence, the more that we live from that place, it's an inside-out deal that we're doing here. And we're the ones that are on the cutting edge of creating in new ways. We're done with so much of the old institutions, processes. We're standing up in whatever way is appropriate for us to live anew. And that can be different for everybody. And there's things that only we can do. We are the ones that are responsible for executing our lives, for taking the action. We can get assistance when it's appropriate. And I don't allow anyone, to the best of my ability, to have authority over my internal life. My innate power. It's innate. It's built in. All of us have it. It's stronger than we know. And as we move forward, we're getting more of an experience of what it's like to live from that essence. And it is messy sometimes. It is emotional sometimes. And sometimes it's not. And this year, the fire horse is no joke. That fire can show up with such intense, I want to say, rage, anger, perhaps? Fire. It's a powerful element. It can alchemize so quickly, so beautifully, so powerfully. And I love that image of when anybody that's ridden a horse, right? And if you haven't ridden one, imagine this. You're on this 2,000-pound animal holding the reins. And you're trying to get that perfect balance where you and the horse are working in coherence, right? You're working together. The horse doesn't take off and run away. You're working with it, with this huge, powerful animal that could cause destruction in a millisecond. And here we are on a horse holding the reins. navigating it, shifting our weight, changing our grip. That's what we're doing now, constantly, because the change is so great. I have so much love for you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for watching. I'm thankful that you're listening or watching, and please share with anybody that may benefit from this. The energetics that come through these videos are very strong and help you step into your potential in a more empowered ways. Much love and many blessings. Till next time. Bye-bye.